This is a review of the Casio A168. It is a more grown-up version of the F91W, and as it turned out, a watch that I got after college when I had my first job where I had to dress more like a grown-up. I bought a Kenneth Cole Reaction, this one right here, and also a Lacoste at a department store and on a trip, but I just didn't like either and didn't wear them actually for too long. As it turns out, there was a slightly more professional look F91W, this watch right here, the A168. The A168 costs only $5 or $6 more than the F91W as well. This is my A168 that I have for a long time. The strap is stainless steel. They're not solid, so pretty light. The case is resin, but chrome plated. Once again, keeping the watch light. The case back is steel. You can see mine has quite a bit of wear, being tossed around and scuffed by the metal band as well. And also it's just a watch I had for a long time, but it's doing just fine. The dimensions are very close. Let's grab the F91W here, very close. A little over 38 millimeters tall. This one's slightly taller. 35 millimeters wide for the F91W and 36 millimeters wide for the A168. And the A168 is just about 1 millimeter thicker. You can tell in this shot, but wearing it, it's really hard to tell. And the A168 comes in exactly at 50 grams or 1.76 ounces, which is quite a bit more than the 21 grams or 3/4 of an ounce of the F91W, giving a little bit more weight when you wear it, but still very, very light. The clasp is very different. The band is one of the major differences. The clasp has a little lower hook here that you can see that hooks into the receiving end bar, so you can see it kind of holds on, and then you see that little slot here, and then it just snaps in. And unlike many other watches, oh, let me go actually snap it in. Here it is. You snap it in and you snap it out, and you grab the lower hook out, and then you unstrap the watch. And unlike a lot of other watches, you don't need to take out the links to adjust your size. You can see all the links are there. There's no way to actually take out the links. Instead, you loosen this receiving clasp here. You get a screwdriver, you pop this end up a little bit, you loosen it, and then you move it up and down the band. And then at the right size, you press down, and then it actually clamps onto the steel band here. The rest should be fairly familiar to you if you're an F91W owner. The two big functional differences, one big and one small. One, the light is a lot better. Look at that. The entire display lights up in this light teal color. So way more readable in the dark. And also the beep sounds a little bit different. Let's hear the beeps. So this is the F91W beep. And here is the A168 beep. Ever so slightly different, but you can hear if you have them go back to back. You have your time mode, and then you have your alarms and hourly signal. And then you have your stopwatch. And then you have your time adjustment mode. The same F91W Easter egg is also on the 168. You hold the 24/12-hour button, and then there it is, says Casio. The A168 comes in lots of different variations. There's an all gold one, of course. There's a gold one with a resin strap. One with a silver face, one with a mesh band, and then there's a few with inverse displays, meaning the display is dark and then the numbers are light. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to read, kind of depends on which display you have. And I think the coolest of those is a gray gunmetal one with an inverse display. But if you don't want the nicer light and want to keep it more original to the F91W, there's also the A158 and then all of its variations. So if you want a slightly more professional or grown-up watch in your first job like I did, but want to keep all the things that were great in the F91W, then this A168 is your watch.